Hello, Raptors, and welcome back to the letter. Welcome back, guys. In the last episode, we saw our first death. That was Rose. Tragic how that happened, but hey, she read the letter. I told her not to read it, but they read it. What you gotta do? Okay, so without any further ado, let's get into the game and see what happens next. Okay, so here we are. We read that the email that was sent to us to come to the meeting with some sort of proof or whatever it is. Okay, on the other hand, the place itself is a stark reminder of what my own fears have cost me. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just go to work, stay home. Well, given the circumstances that basically we are losing our minds and the tragicness of Rose happened, I don't think it's best to stay at home alone. It'll be best to stay around with some people around me. So go to work. Yes. Moping won't get me anywhere. This is just like one of those things, isn't it? You deal with it with a smile, no matter how things get bad. Yeah, and hope for the best. Although my whole body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, I push myself away from the chair and head for the shower. Not this flippin' letter again. Holy crap. The letter I dropped on the floor last night flutters open as I pass by, unfolding for no one else but to me to see. Every word written on it glares at me. They sneer, the ridicule, like living beings fully aware of what they have done. With a huff, I pick it up and shove it into my bag, perhaps with more anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. Whoa. This too I'll deal with. Somehow I'll find a way and make things right. I'm guessing by the time we do that, things will turn out for the worst. But if you can't, Rose, then hell yeah. Okay. I have to, before it takes more people away from me. Even if I must do it on my own. Paper rustling, telephones ringing, feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical working day at the Briar Realty Corporation. Except it isn't. The air is thick with tension, unspoken questions. No doubt everyone present has heard about it. If they missed night's report, they're likely to see it again in the morning news, in the papers, or on various news sites on the internet. Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth. Wide berth? As though the mere mention of Rose will be enough to trigger something in me. Whoa. It's appreciated, but it only serves to create a bigger hole in the place Rose has left. After lunch, my boss calls for a meeting. I don't have to look up from my work to know what it's about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today, probably out of respect for a dead colleague. Only I appreciate more if he just shouts at me today. Anything is better, rather than that, thinking about Rose.
I'm sure you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed. There's no date for a funeral, yet. But those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors.
Okay.
By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff?
Oh, AWOL staff? Haven't they come back yet?
None? HR, you know what to do. Santos, a word. In my office.
At the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload, including finalizing the rights papers and having promised an ample compensation for my efforts. I think he's expecting me to be happy about it, but I'm not. Instead, I immerse myself in my work. I have to anyway if I want to forget. Okay? Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already too late. Alright. Okay. Wow. Everyone's already gone, leaving me in the company of a radio and a member of her janitorial staff. I don't even know his name. Rose likely does. She remembers people easily like that.
The Luxbon Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
The radio blares one recognizable name after another. Hold on a second. Missing? Are they? Still, I've got to check. Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. Loud tapping of my fingers against my keys fills the office for a better part of my shift. I meant to say shift. As I look through everything, the background about the place, its historic form, the current owners, and the list of employees hired under BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff, they may have a lot of agents hired under the company, but I'll remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also the part of a crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. Okay. Then the letters... No, that can't be. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
But Rose is...
Something snaps into place in a fraction of a moment. Those people... Rose, the letter...
I need to... No. If it's like this, they still won't believe me.
Okay.
I have to make sure of it first.
Make sure of what first? Evidence doesn't lie. That's what Ash often says, right? Right? If I have proof, then maybe... I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but maybe there's still a way I can save them. Can you now? The letter, my phone, papers, anything that'll be useful, I grab all of them and stuff them into my bag. I can't stay here. There's something I need to do. There's something those people should... The noise cut sharply through the room, snapping my hand short of cramping a pen into my bag.
Hello? Anyone there?
Hello? Someone must have left their printer open again. I may be in a hurry. I don't like the look of this. I may be in a hurry, but I don't turn it off. Another person is certainly going to have a fit tomorrow or wasted company resources. Most of the time it's Rose who does the nagging, but... The clicking of my pen in my hand is a welcome distraction as I search for the sad object. Each stride of my feet takes also echoes through the empty workplace. I've lost the sight of the janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, the tapping of my feet against the wooden floor is something I soon learned to appreciate. It doesn't take me long to find out. You can play some anime songs, that's all I'm saying. You can play some dank anime opening songs. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood opening 1. Hell yeah, recommend that. By the time I turn it off, 5 copies are already strewn about on the ground, the paper's tray having also been left ajar. Sighing, I pick each of it up to put some place proper. But the page that greets me next make my blood runs cold. Oh boy, it's happening in every single thing now. Wow. Okay, this is getting intense. Wow. The chill that makes its way up my spine is numbing as the day in the attic. The sheets crankle under my tense grip. All I can hear is the breathing as it grabs to my gritted teeth. But before I can even gather myself, take the first step out of the picture, total darkness suddenly envelops in me. I heard something. Oh boy, here we go again. She is back, guys. The creepy stalker smiley ghost is back. And she doesn't like cupcakes. A soft creak grating through the rails of the stillness has descended in the room. Every muscle, every bone in my body gets rigid at that sound. Familiar? So familiar now. And my own creditor's curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the cubicle's wall. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I would just take myself and run away. Oh boy, there she is. It's her. Standing in the only exit to our office, a blit facing away from me. She doesn't even need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tattered clothes, and unsigned gait. The same person in the attic. I take a step back, and the fact that I'm holding slips from my hand. Oh boy. Shoot this bitch! Shoot her in the face! Kill it with fire! Kill! Her entire head turns. That is the most creepiest thing I've ever seen, but holy crap. A scream almost escapes my mouth and I duck under the table as quickly as I can. Whoa! My heart is pounding hard against my chest. I can hear the bone-chilling sounds of her walk, the weird clicking that follows her, and her telltale squelch, or something wet as she walks towards me. Nearer and nearer. The sounds are slowly getting louder, and the only thing keeping the whimpers from escaping me is my hand as it covers my mouth. Someone please save me! Anyone! Help! I close my eyes, muttering a continuous stream of praise, all while attempting to steady my own breath. Please don't let her hear me. Oh shit, it's a quick time event. Okay, I did that was a quick time event. The seconds minutes stretch out before me agonizingly. Is she gone? I don't think she's gone. It's gonna be a jump scare, I swear. I'm ready. No, you don't. You don't see nothing. You don't see shit, creepy lady. I don't dare move or make a noise. Hell no. In the face of such terror, I can only beg, let out a silent plea to whoever is out there. Hell no. Please don't let her notice me. I want to live. Hannah? What just happened? What just happened? Am I alive? Am I still alive? It is far too easy to get them to pay attention and interrupted. Again with the no facial expression on these people. Why is that a thing? I don't appreciate that. That's creepy. It's so creepy. They hang on my every word and follow me in every move. All it would have been stifling had I got knocked down used to such stares. Most are respectful, soft, some are hostile if we are honest. And a few are downright inappropriate. After all, I am...
Hannah Wright!
Holy crap, you popped out of nowhere, sir. Wait a minute. Hannah Wright? Am I Hannah right now? There's a moment of hesitation as a familiar but less than welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, I mean, this can't turn heads, being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
He's more Luke's friend than mine, really, and I'm quite... Oh, I'm Hannah now, and I'm quite sure I only invited his wife. Much like I'm only friends with the chief inspector because of Luke, Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treated her, Lee, however, Luke Skywalker never had hid his animosity for Lee Materiak. It was an odd start to friendship where we would have awkward double dates. Did we? I don't recall his first name. It started with the N, I think. I might be wrong. Aside from being Chief Inspector of Luxembourg Police, his wife, Rochelle Lee Ann Vance, owns a general electronic company, fridges and freezers mostly.
Oh, I always have time for my favourite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
Okay, thank you, I guess.
I see the husband isn't with you.
No, but you should probably back up. I have tasers and I have pepper sprays in my bag. And I have cupcakes. No, she doesn't have cupcakes. Only Isabel has cupcakes. The way he eyes me is enough to make my skin crawl. I just wish Luke is here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know the ones. Men who are just like a bit too friendly, stray too long at my assets and getting close just because my husband is not here. Hey. I don't think they have the gall to do this. They have the gall to do this at my own party. In my own house, if I might add. But like any high society woman worth her salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you are looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately.
Okay.
Michelle isn't here.
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor. The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her, being pregnant and all.
Well, you should be with her wife then. We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin, I would extricate from the few who flock in hopes of flattering, for I can tolerate them far better than Lee. He's a nice enough person and I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. He regaled to me the tales of Luxembourg Police Department, a different affair to the usual gossip I'm privy to, and though I loathe to admit, is something interesting nonetheless. I expect a topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work. But oh boy, I was wrong.
So, we're in civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror,
Right.
I see the new temp chasing on foot and screaming about theft.
Alright, mate.
The look on his face was priceless when I parked it in the garage.
That's enough, mate. We should probably leave now.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He is a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Simply enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. For flipping good 20 years, that's pretty good. Given that you're a scumbag, a lifetime if you compare it to my marriage for 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, well, Luke is on Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did save his moments.
Hey, the wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Alright, mate. I think you should go back to your wife then. If she's pregnant, you should go and help her with her stuff, mate. How about that, huh? How about that, mate?
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Move for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown? I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife.
Dude, you've been married for 20 years. You should appreciate that. Come on, that's pretty rare. And we are a pretty lucky man if she decided to stay with you for 20 flipping years.
I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale. Or that something mansion, you know the one with all the ghost stories.
What do you know about the ghost stories, mate? I know what he's talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here. It's
The Ermagood Mansion?
Urban Grand Mansion.
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her. Not to mention all the expenses a place like that will be a real fixer-upper.
Okay.
You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
Wait, hold on. Is this way back before they decided to buy the Urban Grand Mansion? I think it is. I think we've basically gone back to the revisiting Hannah's past. I think so.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Nope.
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace.
Did they now, mate?
She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card right.
What?
No, I must have left it in my other jacket.
You should go and check it in the other jacket then.
Anyway, she's called, what's her name? McCullough, Marianne, I believe, yes.
McCullough.
But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself.
Yeah, it's definitely before buying the Urban Grand Mansion. Definitely.
This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Sure, a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of a small for some people. Rich people, man. Okay, maybe a lot of people. But it isn't big enough to have grand parties in. You spoil little brat. As it is, I only invited about 30 people to this one, and it already feels cramped in here. It certainly would be nice if we didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I can get anywhere as well. As Luke's word and not mine. All Luke's word, not mine. Besides, I have been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway? Okay. Luke is dressed to the nines as he usually is, and he looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him. Yeah, with your hair and all, flipping hairsprayed back and everything. I mean, dude. Hey. His butler and valet wait at his side just in case he isn't ready as he looks. Oh, sure, that is normal. Sure. What's confusing me is the fact he is on his way out of the penthouse, considering we won't have anywhere else to go until much later.
Where are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place.
Are we?
I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Mary Ann McCullough.
McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this.
Sure you do.
This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere.
Hey, you mind the toad.
You know how I operate, Hannah. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
If I may intrude, the madam is correct.
The madam
Your
is
physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
Pancreatitis.
And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Bullocks, I don't remember doing so.
You do?
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
He did. Moaned about me being too loud, but he gave in after some pushing. Perhaps this was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me, but...
Whose side are you on?
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine.
Gordon
I am
Bennett.
giving this house tour of yours a chance. But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home.
Okay.
Are we clear?
Just a bit of husband and wife tit for tat, isn't it? All couples have their arguments. Once our honeymoon phase is over, as they seem to call it, really sets in that you and your partner might not always see eye to eye. Perhaps it has been the years. 7 of them is nothing to scoff at.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the Triad tasting.
It's so cold, guys. It's so cold. You can't even believe how cold it is here. Though sometimes I think it's something a bit more than just simple disagreements, and I have to stop myself from wondering where we went wrong.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an hour and a half drive.
Yeah, it's definitely London. My suspicions are confirmed. Have I been neglectful? How have I offended? Have I acted shamefully?
Yes, but Cardiff.
Certainly, any people can be discussed. Any problem can be discussed, as long as he doesn't turn me away.
Well, there goes my good mood.
You don't need to have a good mood when you're with me. I'm your good mood. Okay.
Are you happy now, Hannah?
Yes. Remain silent. Defend myself. I'm a strong, independent woman. I shall defend myself.
Yes, I am very happy, Luke. Because for once in a very long time, we are doing what I want.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm ecstatic. Understood? And this would be perfect if you stop acting like a child who needs their nappy changed.
Aw, bird.
We will be leaving after lunch for the Ermengarde mansion.
Now, there you go. You said it right now.
You are going to park your rear in the car and keep mum. And you are going to behave during the tour.
Needless to say, Luke looks like a bit shocked at my little outburst. He opened his mouth and closed it a few times, struggling to reply before he crosses his arms to look like, well, a moping child. Hell yeah, Hannah. Sick bird.
Any more rules for this little excursion of yours, Your Highness?
No wine.
No wine.
Hey.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
I was allowed to the tasting, and you would deprive me of that simple pleasure.
Unacceptable.
If I see you take one sip today, I will put the stocks under lock and key. Do you understand me?
Don't forget the bottles he keeps in his dresser.
Oh boy.
Whose side are you on?
How many times in one day can you ask that?
As many times as I need you, traitor.
You traitor. Hashtag betrayal. The right of the mansion is quiet, with Luke having stared out the window the entire way, not paying attention to anything around him. Meanwhile, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans like that. By the time we arrive at the mansion and I see his eyes lit up with a genuine interest, apologizing is the last thing on my mind. Oh, here we are again. Why are we back in this flippin' horrid place? Did I mention something about those creepy ass paintings? That big painting in particular. It definitely looks like Hannah and Luke. Hannah and Luke. It definitely looks like them. It so looks like them, guys. I'm not even lying. Look at that. The place had been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claimed to be acceptable standards. The mansion itself looked like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece. It is tastefully decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it can be a place to look and I can call home. A number of other prospective buyers that have come from the powerful and wealthy of Luxembourg certainly did not disappoint, marking this estate as prime property. Prime property. The Lees are amongst the group who went with the Rose woman, and I saw a few other notable faces, though I did not feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. Oh, there we are. Oh, this is where I get spooked. What's been bugging my mind, however, is that Isabella. That's my name. What is her problem? I still don't quite understand what's happening. One moment she's scrambling to give us the paperwork to finalize the sale. Then she's panicking over some sort of prank letter or something. The second thing on my mind is how touchy my darling husband is being towards a poor dear. I can't even plaster a smile on my face. A horrid skull taking its place. There's no way I can pretend nothing is wrong as I hum.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
We've definitely visited this part. He's quickly enough to distract his hand, which is all that girl needs to, for a lack of better words, escape.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Isabel, no. Her partner follows, shouting after her without hesitation. There's an awkward air amongst us as we are left in the wake of wherever that was. The other members are gossiping with each other, speaking of the poor, daft girl and telling the tale to whoever was not audience to act in the first place. It doesn't take long for the woman Rose to return and pull us aside into the study for what I rightly assume is damage control. Yep, that dude in the background definitely looks like Luke. With his hair down and everything, Luke is definitely gonna look like that. I don't know why that is, but hey, that's creepy. Rose invites Marianne in to hoping to apologize to her as well. But the woman refuses, saying she is not one of her clients anyways. That leaves myself... What? Rose denied that she's my client? What? That leaves myself, Rose and Luke. The last all too eager to make herself comfortable in a study he's no doubt already claimed as his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella.
Okay.
She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head.
No, it did.
And it must be this terrible heat, too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Oh, it's fine. The poor girl must feel so embarrassed about what she just did.
I don't feel embarrassed about what I just did, alright? I wasn't over-exaggerating and I'm not crazy.
But I say, let bygones be bygones. After all, she's only a child. She looked, 19?
Hey, I should look an accusing look at his words. After all, he tried flirting with the girl. The nerve of him. And not only that Isabel girl, but also Marianne and Rose too? What kind of husband would think that it's even remotely a good idea to make moves on 3 different women while his wife stands there? Did he drink while I was looking?
She's a bit older than that. But again, I apologize. And if there's any way I can make up for what just happened, just...
I know what you can do. Be a darling flower and get us one of those bottles you plan to serve. Pop it open.
We were planning on serving some champagne. I can get that.
Okay.
That would be lovely. Much obliged.
Do you want a glass as well, Ms. Wright?
Oh no, I'm fine. I really shouldn't be drinking right now.
Wink, wink. And Luke shouldn't be either. Right now, I'm just too tired for any sort of argument. I don't have the heart to scold him in public as well. I'm certainly not his mother. I just want to get this horrid day done with and go home and sleep. Perhaps I'll even have a strong cuppa before I head off to bed. Yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. When Rose comes back with the champagne, I beckon her over. As I have told her partner before, I have every intention of acquiring this house. I might as well, even if I'm having second thoughts about getting it for Luke. The moment the Wrights have expressed interest in the place, we've had eyes set on us. If we don't buy it, that might as well be the signal to have busybodies gossip about how we may or may not have lost our fortune. Regardless of the fact that as false, image is everything, even dealing with these people. There are unspoken rules for such ourselves. And besides, I really did like this place. Well, everything here is absolutely wonderful. Holy... Look. That painting is something you should get rid of. I don't know why you even want to have the painting in your room. In your house. In that flippin' house. Don't you feel a little bit odd having that painting? I mean, seriously? Are you real? Nope. How about no? How about no? If I saw that painting anywhere I go to buy a house in the future, if I ever did buy a house, if I see paintings like that, first thing and final thing I'm gonna do is nope out. I'm basically gonna nope the fuck out. Like, nope. Not having any of that shit. Nope. Nope. Even if it was grand as this, I wouldn't take it for anything. Ever. Fuck that. I'll just pack my bags and leave. It looks like a bad fake of Edward Munch painting.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price.
You crazy.
If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%. I doubt anyone can, of course.
Oh, so smug, are we?
Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble. I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them.
Okay.
And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Marianne. Alright, she's been waiting outside the study this whole time, hasn't she? I'd like to have a little chat with her to move this little mansion project forward.
Please do.
There's a look of apprehension when the other woman enters the study. Yet like a professional, I see that moment when she steels herself and masks her worry. Admirable.
We have this project then?
Of course. Will you be needing anything from us?
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand. And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Okay.
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne? I guess we can send Johans to help you out.
Johans?
You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
Again, why? Why is that a thing that you need to have it in your place? That get rid of that. Even if you see that thing, just get the fuck out. Just get it. Flip out. That is nope. That is nope. That is no. That is a whole lot of no. A hush fell upon the room at my request.
What painting?
Oh my god, you've seen the letter, haven't you now? Well, this is going off great. In its place, a mirror stands which leaves me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter.
Hannah, how could you be so deluded? Oh my god. How? You're telling me you're not entirely one bit spooked about this? One tiny bit spooked about it? Really? Really? Okay, fine.
Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
question the need for something, or maybe I should. You should free up your schedule because I'm really pissed at you.
But I guess we can free up a day to meet with you. I don't really need another maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway.
Maury?
The book club can function without me for one day. What time shall we be seeing each other? How does lunch sound?
Will there be cupcakes? Beside my house is a higher priority over the book club. Why we can't hold the text meetings in this place? Surely the beauty and grandeur of it all will inspire spirited and lively debates about whether modern day writers could snatch up the classics. I might as well clear up the rest of the week to handle whatever affairs buying this mansion requires of me. Any social activity can be put off until Ermengarde, or rather, the right mansion's great debut. I'll have my fill of great parties and gatherings, especially when I organize them myself.
That sounds good. Although, with a project of this scope, we might need most of the day to tackle your concerns.
Okay.
A more thorough inspection of the place is also preferable.
Breakfast then! It's a date.
It's really not.
Oh my god.
Alright, Monday, 10 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then.
Actually, Marianne suggested that we meet at 9, but who is even awake on that unholy hour? I am. Rest of the world is. I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Luke went all the way to Cardiff. We say our goodbye, shake hands, and make it clear without outright saying it. We now own this house. By the time we left the mansion ground, sunset is almost upon us.
So, you really want to buy this place then? That's a bit of a big impulse buy, even coming from you. Not that I'm complaining.
Well, I'm glad you're not complaining like you usually do. It's a right and proper Christmas miracle, isn't it? Hannah has finally done something right.
Okay guys, that's all the time I have for this episode. When we come back in the next episode, we're gonna see what horrible tragedy awaits Hannah and Luke, because she's already been seeing ghosts and she is not a tiny wee bit concerned about it. And hey, rich people and all that, huh? Well, she's gonna die a horrible death. That's what I'm guessing. Okay, so guys, thank you all for the love and support. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. That being said, peace.
Legends never die.